January 21st, 2022. I still remember the exact date. I was diagnosed with a condition by some NHS doctor, chronic fatigue syndrome. It it was basically like I just spent 3 months out of school. I had no idea what was going on. Like my brother was pulling me out of bed every single day. I was sleep deprived, tired. I was basically getting physically abused as well. I was sad. I genuinely think I got a bit of trauma from those times because everybody saw me as this sort of just kid who like just never went to school. Like, and well, I was, but I had an actual reason. And yeah, it was trash, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It was trash, bro. Like imagine you wake up and you've missed half the day, and you're in your pajamas, and you've been in your pajamas for the last week, and you stink, and you just came into your bed sheets, and you're about to go on your PlayStation, and your head hurts, and you're tired. Okay, imagine all that way. So, and it's trash, right? It's completely rubbish. It's one of the worst. Nah, come on, easily the worst experience of my life. Yeah, that's up there, right? Because it's just so depressing. It's so it feel like it's bad on your mental health and your health at the same time. It's so ridiculously just trash. I did not like it, bro. It was just it was awful, mate. I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, I struggled a lot. You know, I had no idea what to do about it. I didn't even I didn't even try that hard to figure out what to do about it. I sort of just went with the flow. Eventually, I got onto self improvement, and I just sort of just made my life a bit better, and it sort of helped. But my condition was always sort of like holding it back, so I was sort of like, oh yeah, I exercise now, but I can't exercise too much now. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I go on long walks now. Oh no, I can't do that long. Oh no, so it was constantly holding me back, right? So it was just rubbish. But eventually, I managed to fix my condition, and now I am whoever I want to be. It's simple as like I live the life that I want to live. It took me like a year. Honestly, my mum said the other day, and I was thinking the same thing. I think I might have recovered. Although I'm not gonna say I've recovered because I might not. It's hard to tell. Like, how are you supposed to tell you're actually recovered? I mean, like, last night's sleep was pretty good, but like, I think I am pretty recovered. Like I trained pretty hard to get here. I mean, it only took 3 months, but I'm not even kidding, bro. Like I spent a year just sort of just being constrained by this condition until eventually it messed up my mind so much. I was like, bro, I've gone on so many long walks, but my condition is holding me back that I literally just decided, bro, I'm just going to focus on this condition. So I literally stopped making YouTube videos for a while, and I literally just focused on my condition, and eventually, literally at the same time I began uploading again, my condition began to recover. So it was fantastic. And now, about it took me about till around June, somewhere in June, I recovered. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where. Could have been later, could have been earlier. It could have taken me like 2 to 3 months to recover, which is insane. Like, who the heck recovers that long, that quick? Like genuinely, but like this should be like I should make like a full guide about this. But actually, yeah, why not? Let's make this a full guide, bro. Okay, like if you clicked on this video and it said like full guide, like I just decided in the moment to turn it into a full guide. Okay, so this is what you do, right? This is what I learned how to recover. First thing is, it's all about your baseline. So I'm gonna use my ruler. So this is like your baseline. This is like how much you can do every day. Now your baseline is going to be lower than most people because you've got this condition. That's just general. Like you cannot expect your baseline to be the same as most people because you've got a condition. So just set it really low. Honestly, you want to set it to the point where you can where you're not like sort of where you can actually do it. So it's not like super easy, but it's not like super hard. So you want to set it to a level where it's like you can actually do it every single day, and you don't have like a tired day where you skip a couple of the tasks and You don't, because that just means you're not doing enough, right? Oh, sorry, you're doing too much. That's what that means. The rule I set for myself was if I fail one task on any day, I remove an entire task from my daily schedule. That was the rule I set. That really it motivated me, and it gave me that sort of like freedom as well. And it helped my baseline because it was like, bro, I've got to get all this done today, otherwise one will get removed, and that's the last thing you want. If you're like me, bro, you want to get as much stuff done, and when you've got a baseline really low, it means you've got to do. Oh my god, yo, the first couple weeks of April were like awful, mate. Like I would wake up, get like, I would genuinely my routine would take about 1 to 2 hours, and then I would basically I just had the rest of the day to do whatever I wanted. And now it sounds like really cool. Oh, you just do whatever you want, but it was like I didn't have any energy to do anything, so it was like I just had to. I had about 1 to 2 hours of like stuff that I get to do, and then the rest of my day was like, oh, I just sit in my bed and like, yeah, just watch Netflix. You know what I mean? It was just trash. Well, yeah, watch like some random show or like go into the lounge, watch like The Simpsons. It wasn't too great, but you gotta live like maybe around a month or two like that before you can get to a good level. So it's just you got to accept it, right? So everybody talks about baseline, but I like the rule of if you cannot do one thing on any given day, you reduce it for the entire week. Genuinely, until you can do every single task on every single day for around a week to a month, you haven't like you've put your baseline too high. Now you don't want it to put it too low either, because then it's just going to take twice as long to get up to a good level, and you're not going to be like actually challenging yourself. So you've sort of just got to find it. Another good way to get through this is to just listen to your body. Your body will literally tell you when you're going too much. Like genuinely, like, if you just can practice listening to your body, it will tell you when you've walked too far. It will tell you when you've done this. It will tell you that you shouldn't do that. It will tell you to stop. Listen to your body. If your body's telling you something, you need to stop. Okay? Listen to your body. Your body's thoughts should genuinely take priority over your mind's. So really just listen to it, and like it will tell you exactly where your baseline is if you listen to it very carefully. That was very helpful for me, I remember. Another thing is just pacing, just like not pacing as in, oh, I'll just do like 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, but pacing as if your body is telling you that you're doing too much, but you're only halfway through the task, take a rest. You know, one thing I like to do is if my body was saying like, oh, I'm getting pretty tired, bro, I literally just I'd walk a bit slower. I just walk a bit slower. Sometimes I just stop randomly in the street and I just stand there like, just breathe, and then I'll just continue walking like genuine. But if you have to do that, like, it's completely fine. If just pacing and listening to your body, that really helped me. Another thing, we'll cover sleep. That's important. So the way I view this is shine. So I watched a video, basically just shine. Sleep, hormones, infections, nutrition, and exercise as able. Those are the 5 things that will help you recover from this condition. So sleep, just have good, long sleep. Hormones, have your hormones in check. I'll tell you exactly how to do that. I made a full video about that. I've done tens of hours of research on hormones, so you'll be good on this one. Infections, I think this is just like, if you get infected, recover, or some. I don't really get that one, but nutrition, which is just like eat healthy food. Exercise as able, which is like however much exercise you can do that. So if you can go for a 5 minute walk every day, go for a 5 minute walk every day. If you can't, that's completely fine. But if you can, say, get up off your bed and like sort of walk around, get some water, do that. Whatever you can do, just do that. Okay. And just don't lose this hope, bro. I just made a video about like hope. and how important it is to just like not pretend that you're in an awful situation. Like, bro, I lived your situation. It was trash. It's awful, right? It's horrendous. But like, don't pretend that it's horrendous now and it's gonna be horrendous forever. And oh no, my life. Oh me. Like bro, look at me now, bro. I'm so sick. Like, what was that? Anyway, okay. So shine. So sleep. We'll cover sleep first. Sleep. I hated sleep. Like I love sleep, but I hated sleep. You know what I mean? Like you sort of just. I was just annoyed. Like I could never like figure it out. Um, I know a lot about sleep, so it's hard to cover in one video. But I'll sort of just give you some general tips. Get some comfy socks and wear them for like just put them on just before bed. Um, take like a quarter teaspoon of salt before bed. You can make it sea salt if it tastes better. I use sea salt because it just tastes a lot better, and it's got extra minerals as well. Don't have any light 2 hours before bed. I like 2 hours. You can do 1 hour if it's more manageable, but 2 hours is really ideal. And literally just read a book, or you can just write on a piece of paper, or you could play like a musical instrument. You could do anything, honestly. You could even just stare at your wall if you're really, really tired. Next thing, you've got to figure out your actual bedtime. Something I suffered from for so many months was just getting into bed and laying around for 3 hours before I could get to sleep. What that means, it's not that, oh, it's this condition, oh, it means that you haven't winded down. That's literally what it means. It means you haven't winded down and you've set your bedtime earlier than it actually is. That's what it actually means. It's not oh, this condition is so rubbish. It's literally just that. So just start going to sleep a bit later than you currently are if you find yourself, and start spending that extra time just winding down. So if last night you got to bed at 12 a.m., just as an example, but you didn't get to sleep until like gone like maybe like say 3 a.m. We'll say 3 a.m. What you do tonight is at 12 a.m. you wind down. You'll read a book. You'll look at your wall, but like very low light as well. Like no light, no bedside lamps. Literally, just get a candle and just have it next to your bed and light it before bed, and you can just read with it. You can lay down. You can think. Lay on the floor. Lay on the floor. No, seriously, bro. Like I'm not even kidding. This is an incredible sleep technique. Like doctors have been doing it for years. Lay on the floor, and this will lower your heart rate. It's a way to wind down. And take cyclic sigh breaths. Cyclic sigh is where you do a double inhale, exhale. It's one of the it's the best way to lower your heart rate and to relax. I mean, probably not, but it's a really good way to lower your heart rate and relax. So I like to lay on the floor and just do some cyclic sighs. If you can go on your bed, you can use the candle light, no bright lights, no phones. I know this is going to be difficult because like you're just so bored, like, but you're gonna have to get some sort of book or some. I like books, but you could get like a paper. You could get. I'm trying to think. You could probably come up with stuff that you're interested in that you could do at night without any bright lights or any like brain engaging behaviors or physical engaging behaviors. Anything that engages your brain and like your body like a lot, like a reasonable amount, you should just not do before bed. So wind down. So you're going to spend 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. just winding down tonight, and then at 3 a.m. you're going to get into bed, and you should sleep a lot quicker and a lot easier. Then every night following that night, we're going to sort of reduce the time you go to bed and the time you wind down as well by half an hour. So if tonight's it's 3 a.m. like obviously sleep is a bit like personal, so it's like it could be 3 a.m. for some people, it could be like 10 a.m. it could be so many different things, right? But whatever it is, so say it's 3 a.m. So 12 o'clock in bed, 3 a.m. go to sleep, spend that time winding down instead, and then go into bed at 3 a.m. and then go to sleep. That's very important. Don't be like I was, where you have this sort of ego when it comes to sleep. Oh, well, I get into bed by 12. I mean, when really you're not asleep till 3. And then you wake up at like 12 p.m. and you just tell everybody that you spend like 12 hours of sleep when really you only spend about 8. And most of the time you're just laying in bed, just bored, like imagining some random thing you've got in your head for some reason. Just it's just boring, right? So it will literally make you more productive as well, if you're interested in that. Like, it doesn't have to be productive, of course, but like just reading, I keep saying reading, like reading is just so great, bro. But like you can honestly do anything. Obviously, don't eat 2 to 3 hours before bed. You probably heard that one before. Do that. Don't take any sleeping pills. Your melatonin, like, it literally actually like messes up your sleep even more. So just stop taking those, at least for the first few nights. Um, yeah, do that. And then you should say wake up at 12, and this will also help you at density as well. Yeah, it would just help so much, bro. It's honestly fantastic. And then the first thing you wake up. So obviously this is a bit energy objective. So if you don't have much energy, um, you might not want to do this. But if you have got just enough energy to get out of your bed and walk outside, just enough energy to like into your back garden or something, then literally just every single morning, what we're gonna do, we're gonna get out of bed as soon as we possibly can. Like I know probably you're probably waking up, rolling around in bed like I was, like just doing absolutely nothing. Well, I want you to get out of bed as soon as you have enough energy. Also, bro, this thing has been really helping me, honestly. Honestly, so you wake up, and what you do, you take a couple deep breaths. Genuinely, just deep breathing has really helped me get the energy to just get out of bed a lot quicker. So instead of waking up and just spending an hour rolling around, I now just wake up, and if I'm tired, I just go like this. And then I might do like three, four, five of those, and then I can just get out of bed. I can walk outside. I can basically do what I like. And then what I want you to do, I want you to just look at the sky. This is very important. Now I know that light hurts your eyes, and that can be very annoying because it messes up your sleep and all that. But look at the look at light. Like, don't look at the light that's so bright that it hurts your eyes. But you could look at like a sort of dimmer part of the sky if you want, and just make sure you get daylight into your eyes. That's very important. It will spike your cortisol and it will set your sort of wake timing. It will hurt. Like now, it doesn't hurt me. Like, it barely hurt unless it's really really bright. It barely hurts my eyes. So, but when you start off, it might be quite painful. So, just maybe start with like a dimmer part of the sky and then work your way up to like a lighter part. And the point is to get enough daylight into your eyes. And it's very important. It's daylight, not just like your phone or something. And then it will literally tell your brain what time of the day it is, and it will tell your cortisol to have energy in the morning and to be tired at night, which is something you might struggle with as well. Like, oh, I've got energy at night, but I'm very tired in the morning, so it will sort of reverse that. That's fantastic. Let me think. Yeah, so what we covered. Oh, also, what you can do if you struggle with REM sleep, literally just get a journal or a piece of paper and just literally write, I worry about this, I worry about that, I worry about that. That doubled my REM sleep the first night I tried it. Just write all your worries, do say 5, 10 minutes of that every night. I literally still do that every night. It's my REM sleep has been so good after that. Like, I've just been dreaming so much. It's been fantastic. Jesus, yo, the amount of value in this video. We're only on the first section, bro. um, Next one is hormones. Okay, hormones. Let's cover. So that daylight thing will set most of your hormones. It will set your cortisol, which is your stress, which is also your energy. So don't be like that guy who's like, "Oh, stress is a bad thing." Like, honestly, it can be really good for like as an energy source. So if you do this daylight thing, you should feel less stressed at night, which is really helpful. Next thing is urethrin. So it's sort of like the motivation hormone. It can be quite have a lot of energy as well. You can get urethrin by taking a cold shower. Now, I'm sure that might sound awful because like, oh, but like this and that. But it was really good for your urethrin, bro. I'm trying to think of other ways you could get it. Cold water is honestly the best way. Yeah. You could do a bit of experimenting with cold water, but it doesn't have to be a cold shower. Like, you could have, like, if you, like, hopefully you shower. Like, if you're in the situation that I was in where you don't shower, like, it's just so annoying, bro. But just, if you do shower, try having it, like, one temperature lower than you normally have it. And then just keep doing that, and eventually you'll get to a cold shower point. and that will really help your urethrin, which is one of the hormones. Try to think. We could do the sex hormones if you want. So, like, I think most people who have this condition are women. So we could talk about estrogen. So there's this breathing technique you can do. So you want to go on your phone. You want to get your stopwatch out, and you want to click start. And no, so you don't want to do that. You want to lay on the floor, like not before bed, but anytime you want, and you literally want to just take 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, and then you want to take a breath as deep as you possibly can, and then you want to exhale as slowly as you possibly can. And then that exhale, that last one, you want to time it, and whatever the score is your carbon dioxide tolerance. This probably sounds complicated. Like I was like, oh, what is this? We'll do it right now. How about that? Okay, so what we do, we lay on the floor. This will really help your sleep apnea, which is one of the biggest reducers of your sex hormones. Okay, so we'll lay on the floor. If you can't lay on the floor for whatever reason, I don't know, bro. So you yeah. So it's really important you lay on the floor for this. So 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale. Just adjust the camera a bit. 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, and then we're going to do the biggest inhale we can possibly do, and we're going to time the exhale. Okay, let's go. Okay. Yeah, we did that. I've been training that for quite a while, so I might have gone a bit too long. But yeah, geez. Hopefully you were able to do that. Like, hope you just get confused or something. You might got confused. So, 3 second inhale, 3 second exhale, and then you do that 3 times. And then biggest inhale possible, and slowest exhale possible. I wasn't able to time it, but I think I did about 50 seconds, I'll say. So, I did pretty well. It doesn't matter what you got, but if you got 20 to 30 seconds, then you want to do square breathing for 3 seconds. If you got 30 to 40 seconds, you want to do square breathing for 4 seconds. If you got 40 to 50 seconds, you want to do it for 5 seconds. If you got 50 to 60 seconds, you want to do it for 6 seconds. Basically, then that's what you do. And square breathing is basically where you just do inhale, hold, exhale, hold. So you can sort of imagine it like a square. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. It all goes around in a square. So if you got, say, 25, then you'll do inhale for 3, hold, hold, and you'll just do that for 3 seconds each time. If you got 30 to 40, you'll just do for 4 seconds. So inhale. And you get what I mean? Like, you sort of just go around like that, and you just do that for maybe 5 minutes, whatever your score was. That will help your sleep apnea, which should help your sex hormones. It's good for testosterone and estrogen, so it should sort of like be good for both like men and women. So they'll sort of aim for that. Let me think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I recommended my mum should do that. She's got like some estrogen problems, so I think she didn't want to get on the floor though. So, so hopefully you're able to get on the floor. See, the same breathing doesn't work when you're standing up. It just doesn't. Okay. So what's that? Is that hormones done? I think it is. Yeah. So hormones is done. Infections. I just don't care about that one. Nutrition. Okay, nutrition. Okay, so what you want is meals are really, really annoying. Probably like you don't want to cook. You have very limited energy, so you don't want to be spending like part of that energy for like cooking, just cooking food. It just seems a bit pointless, right? So when you can cook, it's lovely, but like, every day, like it's like So what I think would best suit you is just get like a box. Like I've got a box, and it's literally just full of like food. So I've literally in there I've got like apples, bananas. I've got like here I've got literally just got a bag. These are Brazil nuts. They're delicious. Well, they're not delicious, but you know what I mean. Like they're really good for you. Literally, just get some nuts. Make sure it's nutritious. Just get some nutritious food. Get fruit, nuts, and just those sorts of things. Try not to get too much like processed food, because it's really good to have that nutrition. Meat is a hard one because most of the time you need to cook meat. Like there are like meal prep services if you can get those, but most of the time it like costs so much money. But you probably like buy food anyway. Like how do you eat, right? I'm guessing like how I used to eat is I like someone else would buy food from the shop for me that would most of the time be like processed and very non-nutritious. So if you can find the energy to just once a week, literally just once a week, go to your local supermarket or something and just pick up some nutritious food, that will really help your nutrients. I literally just do it once a week. If you can maybe build up to that using the baseline stuff we were talking about earlier, that's fantastic, bro. Actually, we might go back for that now. Yeah, we'll go back to the baseline stuff. So like I said, this is your baseline. Once you find your baseline, then you want to improve it. Now, one thing that nobody told me to do, but I sort of figured out by myself, is figure out how fast you can improve it. Like, I figured out I was able to improve it every week. Like, every week I was able to do slightly more. Like, generally. Some people, it's every 2 weeks, so they've got to wait a bit longer for each improvement. Some people, it's like once a month, so they've got to wait like tons for each improvement, right? So, it's quite important that you figure out how long it takes you to recover, because literally the difference between someone who takes 2 weeks to do each improvement and 1 week is literally twice as much progress. Like you'll progress twice as fast. Like what I did for my first 2 weeks of recovery was I just did like what most people suggested, which was to wait 2 weeks for an improvement. But then the second week I was like, bro, like I got to the third week of April, which is when I was doing this, and I was like, but what if I just walked further? If I could progress every week, I would make twice as much progress. Like I would be recovered by June instead of October. Like that would be fantastic. So I literally just tried it, and it turns out I was able to sustain 1 week improvements, and I'm still here. So like, it was fantastic, bro. And now I'm able to do 1 week improvements. So it's fantastic, mate. Honestly, incredible. So figure out how fast you can improve. It will either be longer or earlier, but don't do the thing where like you could be doing it now where you're spending 2 weeks to recover, but really you're recovered by like day 9. So however long it takes you to recover, try and make each improvement as long as it takes to recover, because then it could double your improvement speed, which would genuinely be so sick. Like easy, bro. Next, yo. Also, like, how much should you improve by? Literally, like, do you want to know? I improved by about 10 minutes. So, say I like to do resistance training. It's like weights, like that. So I've got some weights, and I literally I would, like that. Yeah, I can't. So literally, bro. It would back in the day. It would take me about 10 minutes to do like one exercise. So what I do is I worked out that it takes me about like each week I can improve by about 10 minutes of physical activity. So I literally did like May week 1, do 3 exercises a day, so 3 different exercises, and then like May week 2, do 4 different exercises, and then week 3 do 5 different exercises, and then you're like making that steady improvement, right? So I found out I was able to improve by about 10 minutes. Later in the month, I tried to figure out how fast I can improve cognitively. Honestly, I can do about an hour, like per week. Like I can do about 1 hour cognitive recovery each week. So basically, my cognitive ability is completely fine. Like my physical ability was the thing that was holding me back. My mind can generally I can do anything with this mind. Like learning, honestly, it takes up no energy for me. But like jogging, it takes up a lot of energy. So you've sort of just got to find your like flow, I guess. And that's a few tips on baseline. And now we'll do the last thing of like shine, which is like exercise as able. So basically just exercise as much as you can do. So this just goes back to baseline, right? Just find your baseline, find how much physical activity you can do a day, find how much mental activity you can do a day, and just do it. Like, isn't that fantastic, bro? Yo, I hope this video helped you, bro. Honestly, if I had this video, you're back in like May last year. Jesus, I would have made so much more progress. Genuinely, if you use the stuff in this video, like it's not unrealistic to recover in a few months. Like it's not. Like maybe it depends on your situation, obviously. Like the lower down you start, it means the longer it takes to recover each time. So it sort of does depend on how low down you are, like at this moment. But I genuinely think you could get to at least a good level 6 months from now. At least a good level where you're happy and healthy, and you're eating good food. And I hope that for you, bro. It always seemed a bit hopeless, you know. Like I just didn't know what was going on. But I started learning and implementing, really learning some good stuff. And Jesus, my name is Sam. Our name is Seven. Fix your brokenness. So, like for example, your condition for your purpose.